Ludwigsburg Palace, nicknamed the Versailles of Swabia, is a 452-room palace complex of 18 buildings located in Ludwigsburg, Baden-Württemberg, Germany. Its total area, including the gardens, is 32 hectares, the largest palatial estate in the country. The palace has 4 wings. The northern wing, the Alter Hauptbau, is the oldest and was used as a residence of the Duke of Württemberg. The east and west wings were used for court purposes and housing guests and courtiers. The southern wing, the Neuer Hauptbau, was built to house more court functions and was later used as a residence. Eberhard Louis, Duke of Württemberg, appointed Philip Joseph Jenisch to direct the work, and construction began in 1704. In 1707, Jenisch was replaced by Johann Friedrich Nett, who completed most of the palace and surrounding gardens. Nett died in 1714, and Donato Giuseppe Frizzoni finished much of the palace facades. In the final year of construction, Eberhard Louis died, and the Neuer Hauptbau's interiors were left incomplete. Charles Eugene's court architect, Philippe de la Gempiere, completed and refurbished parts of the new Hauptbau in the Rococo style, especially the Palace Theatre. Charles Eugene abandoned the palace for Stuttgart in 1775. Duke Frederick II, later King Frederick I, began using Ludwigsburg as his summer residence in the last years of Charles Eugene's reign. Frederick and his wife Charlotte, Princess Royal, resided at Ludwigsburg and employed Nikolaus Friedrich von Thoroth to renovate the palace in the neoclassical style. Thoroth converted much of Ludwigsburg's interiors over the reign of Frederick and the later life of Charlotte. As a result of each architect's work, Ludwigsburg is a combination of Baroque, Rococo, neoclassical, and Empire-style architecture. The constitutions of the Kingdom and Free People's State of Württemberg were ratified at Ludwigsburg Palace in 1819 and 1919 respectively. It was the residence for 4 of Württemberg's monarchs and some other members of the House of Württemberg and their families. The palace was opened to the public in 1918 and survived World War II intact. It underwent periods of restoration in the 1950s, 1960s, and 1990s, and again for the palace's 300th anniversary in 2004. The palace had more than 350,000 visitors in 2017 and has hosted the Ludwigsburg Festival every year since 1947. Surrounding the palace are the blooming Baroque, Bluens Baroque gardens, arranged in 1954 as they might have appeared in 1800. Nearby is Schloss Favorite, a hunting lodge built in 1717 by Frizzoni. Within the palace are 2 museums operated by the Landesmuseum Württemberg dedicated to fashion and porcelain respectively. Ludwigsburg, meaning Louis's castle, was named after its builder, Eberhard Louis, Duke of Württemberg, in 1705. It was built on the site of a hunting estate and lodge owned by the Dukes of Württemberg. This was destroyed by invading French troops in 1692, during the 9 Years' War, and replaced by another lodge built from 1697 to 1701. The beginning in 1701 of another war, the War of the Spanish Succession, against France and Bavaria, interrupted construction of this lodge, though Württemberg deferred entering the war until late 1702. Württemberg was subsequently invaded by France and Bavaria, but in 1704, the Bavarian elector was defeated at the Battle of Blenheim and exiled, and Bavaria was occupied. Eberhard Louis, a participant of Blenheim and the subsequent occupation, spent the winter of 1705–06 at the elector's residence, Nymphenburg Palace. Eberhard Louis used these developments to press claims to Bavarian lands but illegally occupied the claimed lands. He was further undone by another French invasion of Württemberg in 1707 that resulted in the destruction of his capital and the flight of his family to Switzerland. That is all. Subscribe and post comments for future videos.